This is Steve from Boxing UK in association with Supreme CBD. Delighted to have Johnny Nelson up our neck of the woods.
CBD. Wow.
Mr. Fowler.
You need to bring some next time we do an interview, my friend.
I'm sure Mr. Fowler will sort something out for you, Johnny.
Thank you.
Up our neck of the woods. Nice to see
you. It's 10 minutes out of your house. It's a 2-hour journey for us from Sheffield, or 3 hours from London or whatever. So it's nice. I love coming to Newcastle. You know, there's not many cities in the UK that create such a brilliant atmosphere when it comes to any sport. Newcastle is one of those that does, and so you can only expect goodness. I tell you what would be funny is if or when Savannah turns up to Newcastle, she'll realise what real UK hostility or hospitality is, and I wonder if that'll make a difference to her mindset in regards to this.
I was going to ask that. Clarissa's here at the weekend. She'll get a Geordie welcome, Johnny. A proper Geordie welcome.
That's what I'm saying, and the thing is, if your ego can take it, you take it. If your ego can't take it, it's going to set the tone for the rest of the weekend. So there's not going to be. I'm quite sure there's not going to be as much love as what she expects in these parts for her. But again, she can back up the boss. It makes no difference.
Yeah. Savannah's one of our own. That's why we're here. Can you talk us through this one? Is this a potential banana skin for Savannah?
Every fight, especially as a champion, is a potential banana skin because you always got more to lose than your opponent has. For Savannah and Herman, Savannah needs to do her job in hand. At the press conference there, people were talking about Clarissa. She put everybody back in the place saying, listen, this is not about Clarissa. This is not about me impressing Clarissa. She's the one that's been creeping him out for 5 years around me. This is about me getting my job done. I think she's professional enough. I think Peter Fury is professional enough to say, this is your job in hand. We'll deal with that later. And it's not as though Clarissa is a golden goose once that's done, because they're saying, is this the biggest fight in your career? She's like, no, it's a fight. I'll get this done. She's the only one that's had the beating of Clarissa and believes she can do it again. So we're the ones making a bigger deal of Clarissa than she is.
Do you think Savannah will want to prove a point? Because Herman's went the distance with Clarissa. Do you think Savannah will want to prove a point and stop?
I think Savannah want to do what Savannah does. Even if whatever Clarissa did, Savannah want to do what Savannah does, and everything else is a bonus. So she beats her in better fashion, gives her a bit of ammunition to hammer over to Clarissa ringside. If she doesn't beat her in better fashion, so be it, so what. She's got the fight in each one. Styles make fights, and Clarissa and Savannah's style are very different. Clarissa is racing along to be probably one of the biggest punchers in her division. 11 fights, 9 knockouts. You know, she gets 10 knockouts, 12 fights. You know, you've got to think, wow, you've got to give her the respect where it's due.
Absolutely. Just quickly on this card, Johnny, anything else that's jumping out for you?
I'm looking forward to the heavyweights. I'm looking forward to Marku against Jenkins. That's a good fight. If there's going to be an upset, if it's to be an upset, I think that's it. Jenkins' experience, Gary Lockie's no fool. He wants to put his money for no reason. Marku wants to show that he's not just brawn. You know, he can fight, and that's what he can do. So I'm looking forward to that.
Brilliant. Just quickly while we've got you, Johnny, a couple of questions away from here. Sadly, at the weekend we saw Danny Williams in action, get stopped on his feet again, nearly 50-year-old. Just your thoughts on that? Is there anything that we can do as a boxing community to prevent this kind of thing happening?
Not really, no, because Danny has forever been campaigning overseas. You know, he should have stopped boxing years ago. As long as someone's letting him, he's going to do it. And the fighters, unfortunately, we're fools to ourselves, and we're the last person that knows, you know what, enough's enough. Everything's been said in regards to Danny boxing on. He's doing it for his own reasons. It's sad to see, but he'll stop when he's ready to stop. Unless the other government bodies say, you know what, we can't risk your health on our hands.
We spoke to Spencer Oliver yesterday and Adam Smith, and Spencer himself, because obviously of what he's been through, was quite angry at the people who were allowing Danny to box, the people doing his corner, etc. Touch wood, it doesn't happen, Johnny, but is it going to take something tragic?
Of course, it's going to take something devastating for something to happen. The other week we saw a fight in London. He stepped in at the last minute. Oh my God, I can't remember his name. Dennis Hobson's fighter. He stepped in and he was getting battered. He got against Dan Aziz. He boxed Dan Aziz last weekend. and the corner should have thrown the towel in. Myself and Fraser Clark were sat there going mad, saying, "No, stop this fight! What are you doing?" You know, so because the health of the fighters is most important, because they're the guys that give you business, give the promoters business, give the business for people to make a living around it. So sometimes you got to say, right, you know what, enough's enough. You know, thank you for your service to the sport. And now's enough's enough. And so when you hear stuff about Danny fighting on, you're thinking, who is putting him on the bill? Danny's only ever going to be a gatekeeper or somebody to tick on your record, like Tyson was
the man
on
who beat Tyson, yeah.
You know, so all of a sudden it's like now he's that for everybody else. He's getting paid. There must be financial gains, obviously financial gains, but it's just sad to see. And I can't speak for him what his motivations are. I can't tell him what to do. He's a grown-ass man. The people around him, his friends around him, if they love him, if they're really his friends, they will talk sense into him. If they're friends that come out when the sun's out, then you know what, he'll see that. But time will tell, and know himself.
Probably. Another couple of fighters who are at the tail end of their career. We thought when Amir Khan and Brook got it on, that might be the last hurrah for both.
Yeah.
Rumours are they're both going to continue, Johnny.
Yeah, rumours on. And listen, again, it's about opinion. I prefer Cal not to. But they're dangling million pound carrots in front of him, so I understand the temptation. I know there'll be regret there. Amir Khan, I think his motivation for wanting the rematch with Kel is questionable, and it might not be for the same reasons you and I think they are. Will it come off? Will they fight each other? I don't know, but I understand Amir saying, "I'm invoking the rematch clause," because if he doesn't, he's basically walking away with two chances of making some money. One of getting step aside money, or two of getting fight money. So why is he not going to say, you know, keep myself in the mix, pay me off? That's why he wrote a contract out. That's why these things were agreed prior to the fight.
Again, and Danny Williams is the extreme version of it, Johnny, but it's that danger, isn't it, of one fight too many?
Yeah, but so what's happening, especially with Amir, is Amir's looking for every excuse for why he lost. And so this happened in training, that happened in training, maybe this, maybe that. That's what we do till we run out of excuses. And then when you run out of excuses, then you've just got to own up to the barefaced lie for why you're doing it. So it's sad. But, you know, again, if he's got friends and family around that really love him, they'll do what's best for him.
Lovely. A couple of quick ones. Tyson Fury, Dillian White. We still haven't heard the sound of Dillian.
Yeah,
is that going to continue, Johnny, until the fight week, or do you think?
Probably.
Yeah.
Dillian's doing to Tyson Fury what Tyson Fury did to everybody else. He's trying to take the play away from him. Tyson Fury did to Klitschko. You know, he took the play away from him. He's like, and so all of a sudden he's not playing ball. He's playing his own game. So I get it, and I don't know the ins and outs of the contracts of what's in and out, but you know, Dillian has a reason for doing this. That's his reason. So if it works for him, it works for him. As long as we know we get a fight on, I think that side of it is down for the promoter's headache, the management headache. It's their headache. It's nobody else's headache. Yeah. The fighters just want to fight. So that's just how it will be.
And it still goes ahead, do you think, Johnny?
Yeah.
Good man. Last one on that one. I just heard you talking about there. Tyson Fury's brought in Jarrell Miller, which was controversial to say the least. Mm-hmm. Just your thoughts on that, and a general. Should boxing welcome back people who've been done a couple of times?
Well, has it been welcomed back? You know, he's been welcomed into a camp to work with somebody, but has he been welcomed back by boxing? Of course, that shadow's always going to be over him. That cloud's always going to be over him for the drugs. But has he been welcomed back? Tyson Fury wants an opponent that is similar to his opponent. He wants a sparring partner similar to his opponent. So he's picked Jarrell Miller. So that's just his business. That's what he wants to do. Guilty by association. Is there a word of that? No, he just wants to prepare for a fight. So when every time Jarrell Miller pops up, everybody's going to point the finger. That's him. Yeah. And so now all of a sudden they're flicking it on Tyson Fury. Tyson's thinking, I'm just preparing for a fight. You know, so whatever he's doing is his business. Mm-hmm. This is my business. And I've asked him to come and help me. So if he's on gear, even now, better for Tyson Fury, because he's got someone that's strong and aggressive in front of him, putting on him. To compete in our sport, that's a different question. But that's not Tyson's responsibility. He just wants the best possible preparation.
Last one, was that to see the Q foreman, Johnny. We were very lucky to grab a couple of words with Alex Krasiuk a couple of days ago, and he confirmed that Alexander Usyk's training camp's about to begin.
Yeah.
So it looks like the rematch is on.
Yeah.
At the Spurs Stadium, I remember seeing you in the bowels.
Yeah.
Is it going to be there again, and will I see you? That's a very roundabout way of saying, is it going to be on Sky?
If we're not doing it, I'm going to go as a fan.
Right.
So I'm going to go either way. I'd love to go. Why not? Why wouldn't I go? It's a great fight. It's a great thing to be in. Anthony Joshua has a chance to be three-time world heavyweight champion. It's a big ask, but it's not an impossible ask. He's done it before. Why can't he do it again? He's always been training for this fight, and it's the promoters and everybody else that have been talking about possible other opponents. You know, so now the fight's on. Now it's done. Great opportunity for Alexander Usyk to let people know the plights that are happening in Ukraine. You know, and so again, you know, it's a double-edged sword. He wants to fight. He wants people to know what's happening in his home. So again, be a good fight.
Johnny, as always, appreciate your time. I hope we catch up after fight night with Savannah and Clarissa Fireworks.
Be a wicked one.
Lovely. Johnny Nelson, always appreciate it. Take care.